Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on another roasting hot day here in the UK. Well, in Surrey at least, it's been 35 degrees today, which is far too hot for me in my non-air-conditioned attic. But I'm going to try and distract myself by having a look at a puzzle called Summetry by Kaktuslav, and there have been a few puzzles this year already that many of you have written to us about and said this could be puzzle of the year. 2 or 3 of those have been by Kaktuslav. I'd say 2 or 3 of those have been by Nicholas Duhale. One of them, at least, is Marty Sears, and all of those puzzles around the finale to the Rat Run series. But you've all been writing about this one called Summetry, and apparently this is another absolutely amazing Kaktuslav construction. I found it on Logic Masters. Let me just... is it this tab? Yeah. Here we go. And if we just read down the comments here, I don't know what that one says. But somebody says it's 3 stars for difficulty, although I think it's got, let me just go up. Yeah, it's got 4 stars officially. 99% approval rating. Codex comment there is very interesting. Incredibly engaging, top class break-in, and so beautiful. What more could anyone possibly want? Now, Codec is a very good judge of a puzzle, so I think this is going to be as spectacular as many of you have told me it is, and I'm looking forward to having a go at it. There's the rules. I did have a quick look at the rules before I turned on the webcam. Yeah, there's maybe a little bit of arithmetic in this one. Anyway, another reason I'm feeling hot is I haven't had a chance to cool down. I actually went to London earlier, which is a rarity for me. I'll probably go to London, actually to the city centre, maybe once a month. But I did that earlier. Met up with some Sudoku folk, which was absolutely delightful. It really was a treat. But I have to say, the trains were no fun at all because of the heat, and my bicycle ride to and from the station was dehydrating. Let's put it like that. Anyway, before we kick off and we have a go at the puzzle, is there anything actually sensible I can tell you about? Over on Patreon, we've got our monthly reward running. It's a competition themed on... Have I got it? I might have got something I can show you. Yes. There you go. Themed on playing cards, the No Trump game. Lots and lots of puzzles, 9 in all, each one themed on a different playing card. And the feedback from this one has been great so far. So you've got until the 20th to finish the 9 puzzles and be in with a chance of coming onto the channel and appearing in a video. So if that might appeal, do get involved. It's all over on Patreon right now, along with all sorts of extra content over there as well. Now, what else? We should be streaming tonight. Oh, no. No, we can't stream tonight, actually. I apologise. There won't be a stream tonight. No, we need to reschedule that. For reasons that I know about, it's impossible. So sorry, no stream tonight, but hopefully soon. What else? Birthdays. Let me look at my list of birthdays. Hester, you're turning 16 today. And I know this because your dad, Brian, wrote to me and told me that the 2 of you both watch both the Sudoku videos and the crossword videos. So thank you both for doing that. And I know you've got your GCSE results coming up very soon. So I wish you all the best with those. That's a nerve-wracking envelope. I don't know, there probably aren't envelopes anymore. Back in my day, it was, it got posted to you. You had to open it and it was terrifying. It's probably all online nowadays. But Hester, I really do wish you the best, and I hope there's some chocolate cake in store today, and it's of course very heavily iced. And then the other birthday today is Jen, who's turning 21. Incredible story that Jen has around the channel. Jen moved from Philadelphia to Munich in Germany in about 2023, I want to say. After high school, not knowing anybody, not knowing the language, and watched Cracking the Cryptic to sort of, acclimating, I suppose, to that new world. I think that's an incredibly brave thing to do. But I know it's all working out. I think Jen is back in America now, recently engaged with 2 kittens and a new home, and studying to do a bachelor's in psychology. So Jen, delighted to hear how good life is for you. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for the email, and many happy returns. And I hope there is some great chocolate cake in store. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at Kaktuslav's Summetry? I've been looking forward to this one for a couple of weeks, actually. It's been getting lots of recommendations, and the rules of it, or the rules of this one, are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, oh, whoopsie, and every 3x3 box. Shade some cells in the grid so that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected, all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected, and no 2x2 region is entirely shaded or entirely unshaded. So sometimes this condition is called yin-yang. And an example of a yin-yang shading that would be valid would be this one. And I'll explain why this is valid in just a second. So if this turned out to be the shading in the puzzle, you can see you can trace through the entire purple area just by moving to other purple cells that share an edge with each other. So there's no situation where you have this. This purple only touches these 2 purples at a point, at a vertex. That's not sufficient for orthogonal connection. But if I go back to this shape, this sort of tooth comb shape, that's absolutely fine. You can see the same is true for the greens. You can trace through the entire green area just by moving to other green cells that are sort of north, south, east or west of their neighbours. And if we look at any 2x2 in the grid, you won't find any 2x2 that is entirely one colour. So this is a valid yin-yang shading. Now, the shading must also be centrally symmetric. So cells mapped to each other by a 180-degree rotation about the centre of the grid have the same shading. So if that cell was green, is that one? Yeah, I think those, yeah, they are. So if this was green, this would be green. Let's do another one. If that was purple, that would be purple. You sort of imagine there's a spindle going through the middle of the grid, and we rotate the grid around a half turn. This cell would end up there, so these 2 cells both have to have the same colour. That is a weird rule. I don't think I've ever seen that in yin-yang before. Now, okay, we've got one more paragraph of rules. It says digits may not repeat within a cage. So we've got some cages in the grid. Each cage contains at least 1 shaded and 1 unshaded cell, and the sum of its unshaded digits equals the product of its shaded digits. A sum or product consisting of a single digit is simply that digit. Good grief. Okay, so let's look at this one. So if both of those were purple and both of those were green, I mean, that would have an effect over there on shading, wouldn't it? So those 2 would be purple and those 2 would be green by the shading rule. But in terms of the maths rule, we'd have to decide which of these colours was shaded and which was let's say that purple was the summing one. So we'd be saying the sum of these 2 is equal to the product of those 2. So we could have something like 5, 7, 4, 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 plus 7 is 12. That would totally work. Okay, there you go. Come up with an example. And they are, I think, let me just check. Yeah, I can't scroll any further. They are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I'm going to start off with some secrets I know about yin-yang shading. So what will not happen in this puzzle is that there won't be any 2x2 that consists of a checkerboard. Now it's a slightly non-intuitive result of the rule set, but it is true. And the reason it's true is, imagine that we did have a 2x2 that looked like this. The thing is, we've got to remember these greens have to orthogonally connect in some sort of pattern in the grid. So let's do that. Now, we don't know what that pattern looks like, but we know it has to be achieved. But remember, the purples also have to achieve that pattern as well. And you can see this purple can't now orthogonally connect to this purple without it's been sort of imprisoned in a pond of green. And it doesn't matter what that pond of green looks like. That, it doesn't matter how we drew the connection between these two, whatever shape it was, however complicated it was, it will always be impossible to then join the purples up as well. Or we could think of it as, let's attach the purples to each other. And then you'll see this green is in a pond of purple. Nobody wants to be in a pond of purple, especially not that green. So no checkerboards. Now, that has a corollary, which is that means that the perimeter of a yin-yang can absolutely all be one colour. That's fine. There's no problem with that. Now, it can also be two colours, like that. But once we've had this sort of change of colour in the perimeter, you can't have another change of colour. So it's no longer possible, for example, for this cell to be purple. Because if this was purple, we can then think of the grid a bit like an exploded checkerboard. We've got the problem that the purples have to connect to each other orthogonally, and the greens have to attach to each other orthogonally. And however I attach this purple to the rest of its purple friends, this green section will be isolated from this green section. They can't connect together. So that's not going to work. That's going to be wrong. So no checkerboarding is allowed. Don't do that. You'll get the puzzle wrong. Now, what else? Are there any secrets we can glean from the rules? There's going to be... now, hang on. Let me just think about the funny rule. This rule about the products and the sums of digits. It's a bit tricky to 1, 2, 3. That's 8. And you can't repeat. Okay, this is quite an interesting cage. That cage there has 8 different digits in it, because we're not allowed to repeat a digit in a cage. Now, there are only 9 sudoku digits, so there is exactly 1 digit missing from that cage. And then the sum of some of the numbers in the cage is going to be equal to the product of the other numbers in the cage. I don't actually. I was wondering. I mean, the secret can't be relevant. The secret of Sudoku is something I share with only my very favourite people. But don't worry, if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is that all 9 Sudoku digits sum to 45. But goodness only knows what the product of all 9 Sudoku digits is. And we have to, in each cage, there've got to be at least one of each colour. Normally, the way to approach a yin-yang puzzle is to find the breaks in the perimeter. That is normally the way you start. Now, is it possible that those are all the same colour? If they were... Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? Because whether this is a product colour or the sum colour, imagine it was the sum colour and those were 1, 2, 3. And that was a 6, that's fine, because there's the bit in the rules that says a product consisting of a single digit is simply that digit. So if that was a 6 and they were 1, 2, 3, in fact, that works either way round, because 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. So actually that is completely possible. So we don't know that there's a break in the perimeter there. And presumably, we could just do the same thing there. We could have 1, 2, 3, and then this being a 6. So there doesn't have to be a perimeter break there. So, what have I missed? I've missed something in the rules. I know I have, because this just seems bonkers. Shades themselves. Oh yeah, okay, yes, we've got the... we've got this thing about the rotations, haven't we? So if that cell in the perimeter is one colour, then that cell is one colour. So then that cell couldn't be a... I see. Oh dear, right. Okay, here is a very basic point that I hadn't appreciated, but it's a result of the rules. Right, imagine this cell is purple. Then, because we know everything rotationally symmetrical around this cell is the same colour, that cell is purple. And it doesn't matter whether we deign this cell or deem it to be purple or green. Whatever it is, these two are the same colour, aren't they? Now, here's the question. Can any cell... this is lovely. It's lovely. It's totally obvious, but it's not obvious. It wasn't obvious to me. Is it now possible that... I'm going to say any other perimeter cell is green? It's not, is it? Because let's say we decided to make that one green. Well, now let's do one that's not in the centre. If this was green, the point is that would be green. And now in connecting the purples together, I'm going to make a wall of purple. That means I can't connect the greens together. And that's just a general point that exists in it's a general theory that exists in this puzzle. So the entire perimeter of this puzzle is one colour. I don't know I'm going to make it purple. Okay, so these, to avoid 2x2s, they're all green. Now I don't know whether purple is in fact, we really don't know, do we? Oh, well, we do know that cell's green, because this can't all be one colour. So that is green, which means that is green by the rotation rule. And now, well, I've already worked out it's perfectly possible for this to be multiplying or adding. Although I have now got 5 purples in the top row. So if they were all multiplying, that feels impossible, surely. Sure, I don't know. Let's think about that. If they were the lowest they could be, and we were multiplying them all together, well, the 5 would have to be multiplied by a 1. In fact, it's impossible. What do you pair the 5 with? Oh, then I thought maybe you could change the 5 to a 6, but that's just going to get you into a bigger pickle. No, this doesn't work. Well, no, let's be clear. It does work, but not if purple is the multiplying colour. So purple is not the multiplying colour. Purple is the summing colour. Why? If purple was the multiplying colour, then I could make these 5 digits here a 1, 2, 3, and 4. They'd be fine. And then some other digit that's at least 5. It could be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But any of those 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 is impossible for this reason. You can't pair it up with another digit. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's imagine the 5 was in there. We could pair it with a 1, but the other digit's at least a 2, and 2 times 5 is 10, and I can't write 10 into the green. So I can't put the 5 here. So I've got to put the 5 here, and if it's not 5, it's 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, where you might say, but Simon, you could partner up the 5 with a 1. Well, I could, but what am I going to put in this cell now? You can't repeat a digit. Not in this box, not in this cage. So this is at least a 2, and I've still got 10 here, at least, to make that cell equal to. So you can't do that. So these digits, the purple digit, well, no. Well, many things. So now the purple digits are all sum digits. And the minimum... Right, okay. And this is interesting. Don't mock me. No, it is interesting because the greens here, they're in the multiplying colour, but because there's only one green in these 2 cages, that doesn't really affect them. They're just the digit that goes into these cells, aren't they? So what we're actually saying is that these 5 digits summed plus this digit is equal to the sum of those two digits, because these aren't multiplied by anything, they just exist in their cages on their own. So if we made those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 15. If we make this a 1, that's 16. So the minimum sum of those digits is 16, which means they're at least 7, 9. They could be 8, 9, but one of them is a 9. And it means that this is a 1 or a 2. It could be a 2 if these digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it would add to 17, which is just possible. If this is a 1, these could add up to 16, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. But these digits, I don't really want to do the pencil mark, but they are either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So the 7, 8 and 9 in row 1 are in those cells. Now, what does this mean? Here you ask. And the answer is I don't know yet. Let me just think about this for a second. Okay, let's look at this cage. I don't know if this is where I'm meant to go next, but I can see something about this cage. This is a 3-cell cage that has a multiplier in it. This digit is multiplied, but it's not possible that both of those are purple, because that would create a 2 by 2. So one of these is purple, one of these is green, and that means that this cage is 2 greens that are multiplied together to equal 1 purple, which means that there is no 1 in this cage. Because if the green digit was multiplied by 1, it would be itself, and that would make the purple digit. So imagine it was a 1 and a 6. Then the purple, 1, 6 being multiplied together, then the purple digit would have to be 6, and you get 2 6s in the cage, which won't work. So the multiplying digit here is at least a 2. Yeah, that's good. So it is a 2, isn't it? It's got to be a 2. Because if we're saying that there's no, in green, if there was no 1 and no 2, we know there's no 1, but if there was no 2, it would be at least 3 times 4, which is 12, and that's meant to equal a single purple digit. So that's wrong. So it's 2, right, so it's either 2 times 3 equals 6, or it's 2 times 4 equals 8. That's a terrible amount of pencil marking, but it's got 2 in it, so I see. So this has become a 1 now. And now so these digits are now, well, there has to be a 1 in them, so there's a 1 in one of those. And the other digits in these cages are either 2, 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4, 6. And I don't know how to do that. Okay. There's no 1 in this Tetris piece here. Look, this 1 sees the whole of that cage. So that feels interesting. What's the equivalent of those two? And by the rotation rule, it's these two. If these were, well, if one of these is purple, then because you can't put 1 in this cage at all, it would have to be 2, 3, 4, and then you'd have to put a green 9 in. That would be absolutely forced. But if both of these are green, then we're multiplying at least 2 times 3, which is 6. But we couldn't repeat the 3, so maybe 2 times... No, but you could put 2 times 9 or something, couldn't you? No, not 9, but 2 times 7, 14, and make that make those add up to 14? That's totally possible. 5, 9 or 6, 8. Okay, maybe it's these two then. If I do make that 2, 3, 4, 9, this would be that digit couldn't be 2, 3. This digit here sees the entirety of that cage because it sees that one in its column. So this would have to be at least a 5. And that digit would have to be a 2 or a 3. And then this would be an 8 or a 9. But if it couldn't be 9, could it? If what I'm investigating is whether this is one of each colour. So this is 2, 3, 4, and then a 9 in here. So in fact, this would have to be 5, 2, and this would have to be an 8, and then that would be a 9. I mean, that's complicated, but it's wrong, which is, that does not work, because there's no valid way of making these add up to 9 if this is a 5, 2 pair. Because the options here would be 1, 3, 5. Well, that couldn't work because this would be a 5, 2 pair. Or 1, 2, 6, and that can't work because this is a 5, 2 pair. So let me try and explain that a bit more fully. What I'm saying is, if this is one of each colour, we're adding 3 different digits, 3 different purples to equal the green without using 1 in the purples. So the only way of doing it is 2, 3, 4, and then 9 in one of these greens here. So this digit is now at least 5 because it sees all 3 of the 2, 3, and 4. This digit is at least 2. And this can't be 9 because one of these is 9. So this has to be, the only way it can work is 1, 5, 2, this is 8. We've already said one of these is a 9, so it's now this one. And those can't add up to 9 if they can't use 5 and 2, but they have to use 1. So, well, whether or not they have to use 1, they can't add up to 9. So what this is telling us is that these 2 digits are actually, well, they aren't one of each, so they've got to both be green. Neither of them can effectively be purple. So that's got to be green to avoid a 2 by 2 there. This is quite good. Look, this has got to be green to avoid a 2 by 2 there. This has got to be green to avoid a checkerboard. Oh, this has got to be purple to avoid a 2 by 2 here. Oh, if that was purple, then that would have to be purple. But more importantly, surely, look at this sort of Loch Ness Monster type shape. That's got to be inverted down here, hasn't it? So this one is that one. That's purple. That one is that one. So that's purple. So it goes like that, I think. Those 3, yeah, that feels right. And now we've got a few things going on down here, look, in terms of cages. We've got a double green here. And, right, look at this, look at column 8. I've got double green here, and I've got, it's not possible for that to be double purple because that's going to create a 2 by 2. So this is one of each. This is a bit like this one. In fact, maybe I'll have a better... Maybe I should have, because I find it quite hard not to do the yin yang there. So I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna use a red stripe. As Maverick flies over, red stripe means one of each. That's what it means. Oh no, I know what. No, I'm going to change my mind again. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do that. So that's very clear, isn't it? It's saying these two are not the same colour. They can't both be green because we wouldn't have a purple in the cage. They can't both be purple because that would be a 2 by 2. So they're one of each. But now this has got, well, it's got 3 greens, which is the, oh no, greens are the multiplying colour. Yeah, this is huge. This has got 3 greens multiplied together to equal a purple digit. So one of the greens has to be a 1, because 2 times 3 times 4 is an astronomical number. That's 24. Yeah, we can't write 24 into one cell. So there is definitely a 1 in this cage. And there's definitely a 2, because if the other 2 green digits were 3 times 4, we'd be looking at 12 for the purple again. So it's a 1. So it's the same as this. It's a 1 and a 2, and then it could, for definite, and then it's either a 3 and a 6. A 3, because 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6, or 1 times 2 times 4 equals 8. That is what it is, and this can't be a 2, because there's definitely a 2 in this foursome here. So, and this digit is also a multiplying digit. So in this cage, yeah, okay, this one can't be 6 or 8, because green is the multiplying colour, isn't it? Green is multiplying, so we're multiplying a 2 in green in one of these by this, which is a 3. It can't be a 6 or an 8, because that 6 or 8 is the answer. It's the purple digit here. So now it might, well, okay, so in column 8 now, the numbers 3 and 4 have been used between this cell and this foursome, because there's a 3 or a 4 in the vertical I tetromino, and then there's a different 3 or 4 in this cell. So the rest of this column is big numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I'm probably not going to pencil mark all of those, but I might pencil mark that one, because they're in a cage. I know at least one of those is green. They probably can't both be green, because they'd be massive. 5 times 6 would be at least 30. Although this is a cage that's got everything in it. Everything but, because it's an 8-cell cage, it's got all but one cell. So hang on, one of these at least is green, and they are those ones. So at least one of these is green. And that's in another cage there. And the equivalent of these two is those two. So there's an X there, and there's an X there. Yeah, I've got to remember this, don't I? We've got this. Whenever you can get a domino where you know one is of each colour, you can propagate it using the circular thing around this cell. So hang on. Oh, this is just sick. That's sick. Right. There is an absolutely beautiful point that's been available. I have not done this puzzle correctly. So often I didn't appreciate something about the perimeter of the puzzle from the rules, and I have not appreciated another feature of this puzzle that's been available from the rules, but I just have now, and it's absolutely beautiful and completely and utterly obvious once you are asked the right question. So the way to ask the right question is to think about what happens whenever you put something in some part of the grid. Now, let me try and explain. how could the central cell of this puzzle ever be purple? It's not possible. It's not possible. It's completely. I mean, it's completely beautiful. The reason it's not possible. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous observation from the constructor. If the perimeter is one colour, which it is in this puzzle, we've proved that, can the central cell also be that colour? No. And if you can't see why, think about the fact that all of the purples in the puzzle have to somehow connect, which means there is going to be some path between the purples in the perimeter and this purple in the centre. Now think about what that path is going to look like. And the answer is you don't know what it's going to look like. It could be the most complicated thing ever. But whatever it does look like, let's imagine it looked like that. What is that going to do? The point is that to get to this purple from the perimeter, you have to then mirror that path on the other side of the grid, don't you? And what's that going to do? It's going to divide the grid in half. So how are you ever going to connect, for example, this cell to this cell? To build a wall, it doesn't matter, we could go vertically if we want. Let's go vertically instead. There is always going to be a wall between, if the central cell is purple, it's always going to make a wall in getting to the perimeter and then mirroring that route to the perimeter. I mean, the simplest way to do it would be to say, okay, let's go like that. Well then, but yeah, that's fine. But then I have to do that and that. And again, these are never, ever going to be connectable. I'll always end up with a purple wall. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. So the central cell is always green, and we could have got that right at the start. It's a gorgeous idea. Now, what does that mean, though? Because now, does that mean all of those? No, that's totally impossible. I was going to say, does that mean we've got a central cross in the grid like that? No, but we definitely actually don't have that. That's not going to work. The central cell is green. That cell, whatever colour that one is, it's the same as that one by the symmetry rule. Whatever colour that one is, it's the same as that one. And I know these aren't all green, because if these were all green, we'd get a checkerboard, because these two would be green. This would have to be purple to stop a 2 by 2, and that is a checkerboard. So I know that, but maybe they both be... Oh no, I tell you what they can't be. It's not possible that both of those are purple, because if both of those are purple, both of these are purple, and the green in the middle gets totally isolated. So that's wrong as well. So what's happening here is it's not all green, it's not all purple. Whatever that one is that one. And then these two are the opposite. So we've sort of got this pattern going on where orange is either purple, but if orange was purple, then blue would be green and vice versa. Right, but what that does mean is that we can at least count up the sort of green-purple split in this shape here. Because what we've got is we've got two definite greens, one definite purple, and then two more. So we've got 4 greens and 3 purples. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, nearly. No, done it. Oh, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Okay, this is telling us the nature of orange. I think orange is not purple. And if you were thinking, I think that's not going to work. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, right? But there's a bit of logic we have to do to understand this. So you can see, because we know that the blue is different to the orange, we've got two orange and two blue. So we're effectively adding, to understand how this cage is divided up in terms of overall purples versus overall greens. We've got two greens plus either two oranges or two blues. So we've got four greens altogether, and we've got one plus either those two or those two. We've got three purples altogether. How is that ever going? How are we going to form an equilibrium? Because we're multiplying four different numbers together in Sudoku to equal the sum of three different numbers. Well, let's pick the lowest numbers to multiply up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you multiply 1, 2, 3, and 4, you get 24. And that's what it must be, because I can make three different Sudoku digits just add up to 24 if those digits are 7, 8, and 9. So if the multiplying numbers were anything else other than 1, 2, 3, 4, it wouldn't be possible for the sum to work, because it would be too big, because we'd multiply them up and we'd get more than 24. So we now know exactly how this cage breaks down. We know it's in green, it's 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. In purples, it's 7s, 8s, and 9s. And now think about what happens if orange is actually purple. Then blue would be green, and these digits here would be 7, 8, and 9. And look at column 5. That cell is utterly crucial. That's genius setting. That is genius setting. It doesn't work. You get too many 7s, 8s, and 9s in column 5. So it's not that. It's got to be the opposite of that. Now, the opposite of that was that these, those were purple and these were green. This is 7, 8, or 9, because these are 7, 8, and 9. And that one was indisputably purple. And then the greens are 1, 2, 3, 4. So this isn't a 1. I mean, actually, that digit is quite restricted, because, this is important for the first row again. But let me just think about this for a second or two, please. No. I've got a feeling this is doing a lot more than I can see. Is it doing yin yang? Yes. Okay, that's something I hadn't thought about at all, but it is, because that is a very real opportunity for a checkerboard. So let's avoid it. That's got to be green, which means that's got to be green. This has been isolated in a cul-de-sac of purple, so let's get that out. Let's get that out as a result. Let's double click the green. So the green is sort of connecting up now. Right. Purple. Avoid 2x2s. Yeah, this is going to be green now. Look at the disposition of X. This is a bit harder to see, but look at the disposition of X's in the grid. I'm looking at it on the right-hand side. It probably works the same way on the left-hand side as well, but I'm looking at it in the top right. And what I'm asking is, how do I connect this green to its green friends? How are we going to do that? Now, we know to do that, we can't make both of these green because of my X. I can't make both of those greens because of this X. So the only way to attach this to the rest of its green friends is through that cell, and that cell for that matter. Both of those have to be green, so both of these have to be green. So this is 3 greens versus a purple now. I don't think we did know that before. Now, it might be this cell we're meant to look at. Let's just, okay, no, it's not. That's a possibility for a checkerboard. So that's purple. So that's purple. I love this rule. I love it. Now, I've still got to connect that to that somehow. It does. That has to connect to that. Otherwise, this green will be isolated. I mean, it could do it like that, though. I mean, there's no... Or it could do it like that. There's a variety of ways it could do it. And then this is one of each. That is true. That is one of each. Because they can't both be purple. That would create a 2 by 2. They can't both be green because there'd be no purple in the cage. So what we can do is that, which is the same as that. So this is one of each. There's this 8-cell cage here, isn't there? So we've got one of each there. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got at least 4 purples. If that was purple, no, that won't. It just won't work. This cell cannot be purple. Let me show you. If I do make this purple, how are we getting this green out? Sure, this could be green, but then that can't be. And this could be green, but then that can't be. You simply cannot get this out. So that has to be green. So that has to be green. And then okay, and now one of those blue cells is going to be green. Not both of them, because that would create a 2 by 2. But one will be green, and that will get the green out of the corner. But at least we've now got a count of that cage as well, haven't we? Because I do know this domino is one of each. So I've got 3. Okay, so it's 4, 4 is how this splits. Because I've got 3 greens at the moment, definite, and 3 purples, definite, and then a domino, which is one of each. So I've got 4 of each. And I'm multiplying. Well, here it's not. Oh, see, I was going to say it can't work because I thought it was going to be the same as this one, which I thought had reached equilibrium with 1, 2, 3, and 4. But here, I've got an extra purple. I'm not only adding 3 purples up, so it's less constrained. But one of the does that have to be 1, 2, 3? Does it have to be 1, 2, 3, 5? Oh, it actually does, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so here what we have to do is to think about what's the maximum the purples could be. We've got this one, this one, this one, and one of these, all in the same cage. So why don't we max them out? What are they going to be? 9, 8, 7, and 6, summing to 30. So we now know that the greens in this cage can't multiply to more than 30 because we couldn't make the purples big enough if they did. So how do we keep them down to 30? Well, if I minimize these with 1, 2, 3, I've got 6 here. 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. But one of these has to be green. So I'm multiplying 6 by one of these to get a number no bigger than 30. So it's going to have to be 5. I don't know how to. I don't think I know which one of those is the 5, but I do know those are therefore 6, 7, 8, 9. There's actually there's no 4 in this 8-cell cage. 4 is the lonely digit. And these are 1, 2, 3. And I've got that digit's got to find a home in column 5. It's not none of those digits, it's that bottom one. I can absolutely understand at this point why people are talking about this in the way that they are. This puzzle is absolute genius. It's so clever. Look. There's a domino of purple there that has to get out. The only way is through that cell. So this is purple. So this is purple. And now that's green by the red X logic. And this is going to do it. This is actually going to do it. Because now this is green by 180-degree rotation. This is now purple to avoid a 2 by 2 of green. So that is green, purple, same reason. Now, to avoid a 2 by 2 here, this is green, which means this is green. So now we've got that shape in green, and one of these is purple, one of these is green. That looks like it's not resolvable to me, because I can see the yin-yang works either way round. If this was purple on green, the greens would connect and the purples would, and if it was greens on purple, the same would be true. We might need sudoku in this cage to sort us out, or over there. Sorry, now I'm trying to see what's obvious as a result of this. Is it? I come back to this digit, which I spotted a while ago as being under pressure, because we worked out that those digits in the top row are either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which case this is a 5 because it can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, in which case this is a 6. So this is 5 or 6 definitely, and the rest of the digits in this row are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and those are not 1s. So one of these has to be 4, doesn't it? Because otherwise this would only add up to 6. So one of these is 4, and neither of those is 4. This can't be 7 anymore, because we're adding at least 1 plus 2 to 5. One of these is 4. Now, is it? Can we get to 9 here? No, no, you can't. How could that be 9 now? What can we add? How can we make those 3 add up to enough? You can't. Right. So this is the 9, and this is either 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 6. But no, that's not true. What I was about to say. Well, okay, that's not 9. So that is 9. So this isn't 9. This isn't 9. So remember the central cross had 7, 8, and 9 in it. Well, the 9 is now in one of those cells by sudoku because it's not here. So it must be in one of those, which means this isn't a 9. And in the 8-cell cage, one of those is 9. Because I do need to put a 9 in the purples of that cage. Oh, that can't be 5 now. This is the 5 in green because it's multiplying times 1, 2, 3, isn't it? So this is. This must do something. Right, so 5 in the middle box is in one of those. 5's over there in row 5. And now let's do this, because remember what this was. It was 2 times this digit. So these are not 2. So this is 2, because that is a 1, 2, 3 triple, remember. So now this is 2. We're not cooking with gas yet, but we're definitely we might have got that flint to ignite the kindle, or the kindling. This is now, that is 6 or 8, isn't it? Because it's multiplying these 2 up. That digit has to appear in those 4 cells. And that's a 2. 2s, can we keep? Nearly. We can nearly get 2 in box 2, but it's close. If that was 2, 4, this would be 7. 2, 4. One of those. If that's 3, 4, that would be 1, 2, 6. If that's 6, that's 8, isn't it? Which would mean that would be 4. If that's 6, that's 8. That's 7 then. I'm not sure. It's probably a very easy way to do this, but I'm not sure I know what it is. Okay, well, let's have a look back at this cage, because that's got 2 multipliers together. Do we have to have 2 as one of them? Oh, no, no, you, well, although maybe you do. How is this one working? Those two, you sum those two up, so they could be 9 and 8, 17. Well, 17's prime, so that won't work. So let's say 16, 9, 7. Then these have to be something like 2 and 8. And they're multiplying, so that does work. I know neither of these is a 4. Maybe we can't multiply 3 by something. 3 times 5? 15. You could totally make those add up to 15, couldn't you? That's not it either. Oh, what about that one then? Yeah, this is a better one. Because this is saying, we're saying 3 different numbers multiplied together give that. So again, it's the same logic as this one, isn't it? It's 1, 2 for sure, and then either 3 or 4 as the extra digit, multiplying to 6 or 8. Oh, come on. That's not 2. So the 2 is definitely in one of those two cells, so this isn't a 2. So the 2 in row 5 is in a domino. I think I've got to take that corner mark out. It's just not doing me any favours. I know this isn't a 2 though. Oh, the green digits are the multiplying digits, so they're not 6 or 8. The 6 or the 8 that's the purple is in one of those two. Can it be there? It would be very interesting if it was. Or if it's here, this would be a green 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know. What about that one? It's funny actually, because I don't think it's nearly as powerful. The 4 cell cages that are 2 versus 2 in terms of the colours, I just don't think it does nearly as much as the other options. This digit is not 5 apparently, and it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a big old digit. 6, 7, or 8. Can't be 9 because of the 9 being in one of those two cells. Which isn't quite enough, is it? Okay, nearly, but not quite enough. Let's try something different then. If we try, I've no idea where to look. Where, I don't know. There must be something relative. Where's 4 in box 2? Is that a useful question? One of 2 places. So yeah, okay. So 4 is in this sort of boot-shaped region at the bottom. I don't know whether it's green or purple, but it's in there. 2 is not that cell. That is a 1 or a 3. These are 1s and 3s. Does that mean I know that one? No, it doesn't. If this was a 4, these would be a 1, 3 pair in row 8. I don't know, sorry. I think I'm being a bit dumb here. What do you think? Where's the easy win here? If indeed there is one. Maybe column 5. We need 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s into these cells. Now, can I do better with that one? Probably not. Not sure, sorry. Or, wow. If I knew that wasn't a 6, those 2 digits would be the same. because I know that these 3 digits are 7, 8, and 9 from the maths of the central cross. So if that was 7 or an 8, those would be the same. Would that do something? Not quite. I don't think it would. If 7, 2, 4, 1, 3, 5. I can't see anything. I'm just not quite seeing how to resolve this. This digit can't be a 1 or a 2 because there's definitely a 1 or a 2 in that sort of upside down boot region. That's a 2 versus 2 region, so it's not an intelligent place to look. In this column, we have got between in those 5 cells, the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all used. And that's a 5, so the rest of this column is high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it could be something like, where does that digit go in the 8 cell cage? It's going to be some weird question like that, isn't it? How does the 8 cell cage marry up with the cross or something? Those 2 digits have to be in the 8 cell cage, but they're not that one. So they are 2 of those 3 digits, which is nearly interesting. He says somewhat desperately. What about... I don't know. Maybe you can't have a 1 down here. If you had a 1... If you had a 1 in the green, could you have 1 and 8, 4 and 2? Or maybe not. No, that wouldn't work. 1 and 6? 2 and 3? Maybe that doesn't work because of this one, but it's pretty close to working. Can you put the 1 in the green? If you put the 1 in, sorry, the one in the purple, then we're summing these up. So if this was a 1, they would be at least... No, that would be at least 3 times 4, wouldn't it? Now maybe this is worth considering then. So here's the question is, can you put 1 into one of these green cells? You're then multiplying it by... I suppose I also know one of these is a 4, which I hadn't actually thought. If 1 times 4 won't work, they would multiply to 4. You can't make these sum to 4 without repeating the 1. So if this is a 1, this is a 4, and therefore the sum here is at least 4. This would be at least a 3. So we're adding to at least 7. So 1... It can't be 1, 7, 4, 3, can it? No, it can't. That can't be a 3, actually. In fact, that digit is at least 4 and can't... here's the way to think about it. 1, 2, and 3 are looking at this cell, and there's a 4 in this cage. So this digit is at least a 5. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if there's a 1 in here, it would have to be 1, 9... 4, 5. No, please don't work. Oh no, I found a way to make that work. That's so ridiculous. 1, 9, 4, 5. What's wrong with that? Oh, bobbins. That's terrible. That's terrible because that means that there's a whole plethora of opportunities to fill this cage, I think. I got another high digit there though. Although quite what good that's doing me, I don't know. Both of those digits see all 4 of those digits, so neither of these can be 1 or 2. So 2. Oh, I don't know. This is tricky, actually. Am I missing something very obvious here? Yes, there's a chorus of people saying in Simon's Future. You're missing something terribly obvious. What is it then? What am I missing that's totally obvious? I don't know. I'd like to know, but I don't think I do. If that is... Maybe if this is 6, it interferes with this one. That would have to be a 1, 3, 5 triple. 6 here. That's a 3. So if this is 6, this is 1, 3, 5. This is 6. This is 1, 3, 5. This is 2, 4. This is 7. This is 3. That's 1. All sorts of things are happening here. If this is 1, 3, 5, this is 2, 4 as well. Which would be in, that would be 2, that would be 4. I think that might work, rather distressingly. That is very annoying. Okay, let's try it a different way. If this was 8, that would be a 6. That's the same way round, isn't it? If that's 8, that would be 3, 4. Oh, no, that doesn't. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, I've got something very simple, actually. If this is 8, I think that's 6. And then that's looking at this digit. Oh, that's really simple. Hang on. Yeah, that's exactly it. Right, what we do is we look at this digit and we look at this digit. And we're going to think about it. So, if this is 8, then to make these two add up to 7, they have to be a 3, 4 pair. Which means these, to add up to 9, can't use 3 anymore. So they have to be 1, 2, 6. So if this is 8, this is 6, and that cell has no possible fill. So that means this digit is 7, and these add up to 6, so they don't have 3 in them. So they are 2, 4. Now these don't have 2 in them, so to add up to 9, they are 1, 3, 5. Which means this is the 2 in the box. This is the 4 in the box. So this is a 3. This is a 6 by Sudoku. Right, now we're off and running again. Sorry for the hiatus there, as I got totally stuck. Now, what do we need? We need 5 and 8 in row 2. That's probably resolvable. We've got a 1, 3 pair in box 2. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in row 1. So forgive me, but I'm going to do it. 6, 7, 8, and 9 into. Yeah, that's great. look at row 1. It's only got 6, 7, 8s, and 9s to go. So I've got 4 cells in box 4 now that have to be selected from only the digits 6, 7, 8, and 9. So they are a quadruple, and that can't be an 8 therefore. So that's 5. That's 8. And this digit is a 4 by Sudoku then. And I bet we can do something clever with that. This 3 is good, because this quadruple now is not 1 times 2 times 3 equals 6. It's got to be 1 times 2 times 4 equals 8. So this is an 8, this is an 8, this is an 8. Can we do better with us? So that's not 2. That's not 2. Could probably do better than that as well, can't we? If I have the right thought. That can't be a 9, because then we couldn't remember that 8-cell cage has to have a 9 in it. The 9 is in one of those two, and that would prevent those from being a 9. That can't be a 7 because of the 7 here. So this is 6 or 9. Right, so in the first row, 7 and 8 are in box 3. So this digit is 6 or 9. Oh. Okay. That might matter. He says, desperately trying to work out why. Oh, I see. This digit is 7 or 8. Ah, okay, hang on. Let me just change my colouring slightly. That digit, I'm going to make that yellow. That's a 7 or an 8. Now, where does that go? 7 or an 8 has to be one of those three in the central cross, so it's not that one. So we'll make that 7 or 8 blue. But that means that yellow 7 or 8 is in one of those. And that's gorgeous, actually, because in the 8 cell region, which is those cells, let's highlight those orange cells, there's got to be a yellow digit because yellow is 7 or 8, and 7 or 8 is a purple digit in this cage. Well, which one is it? It's not those two, and it's not that one. So that one is the yellow digit, and therefore that is a 7-8 pair in the 8 cell cage. So this digit can't be 7 or 8 because that's the blue 7 or 8, and now this digit is 6. This digit is 9. These are not 9 now. Therefore, this is 9. These digits are 3, 5, 6. And, okay, so this must be good, mustn't it? Blue, blue, barley, McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, and Grub. No, one of those is blue. I was thinking it might be that one, but I don't actually know that. What now? We could. One of those is yellow. That's 6. Is that doing something clever? Don't know. This. No, I was going to say this can't be a 2, but it can be if that's a 2. Because I do know that upside down boot has a 2 in it, but it could be in the extremity of the dog leg. What about 5 is in one of those? 5's in one of these. That's a 7. That's not affecting this digit. Oh, it's probably that digit, actually, because I'm not really focused on it. I found this cage too confusing. But now, right, we're multiplying two digits together here. Yeah, I can see how this works. If this was 5 times 6, we'd have to make that pair sum to 30. That's not going to work. So it's 3 times 5 or 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. You can't make those add up to 18. So it's 3 times 5, which makes this 6, 15. So these have to sum to 15, and that's a 9. And that does almost nothing. But it is a truth. We've got another digit. That's really, actually, that's surprised me because that hasn't really helped us. Okay. So 9 in box 7. Don't think that's the. Oh, I've got a 7-8 pair here. So this is a 6 at the bottom of column 1, column 5, I should say. Now, I've got a naked single, 7 at the bottom of column 8, so that gets me a 6 at the top. I've now got a 7-8 pair, which I can colour, because I know that this one is yellow, so that's yellow, that's blue. Blue could be 8 in there, or it could be there. Yellow could be 7 or 8 if it's in there. I still don't know, I don't think. No, I still don't think I do know, which is very surprising. 1, 2, and I still haven't done the yin yang. How long have I been going? How have I been going 74 minutes? I only just started. I hope I haven't been to sleep during the video. That would be a bad thing, wouldn't it? On account of the heat, which is prodigious at the moment. It must be 45 degrees in my attic. It must be. Actually, can you tell? Like, does your watch tell you? Don't know. There probably is a way, isn't there? Is it that one? No, that's how submerged I am. I might be submerged in a pool of sweat, but I'm not actually submerged. At least I don't think I am. All right, so we're going to have to come up with something else. What about... Oh, no, that doesn't work. There can't be a whole world of things left to do, I don't think. Because I haven't really used this cage, but that's a terrifying cage. He says. I mean, it has got that digit in it as well. Or maybe there's a way of arguing... No, that doesn't work either. Oh dear, sorry. Or maybe that digit. Where's that digit in this box? That digit's not 7, by the way. It's 5, 8, or 9. But it could be the blue digit is the problem. If it was an 8. Blue is one of the... is that true? Yeah, because one of those is 9, isn't it? So blue can't... Blue is in one of those 2 cells. If it was here, this would be 5. That would be a 6. Where is 6 in box 4? Answer, I don't know, but it's in those 2 cells. This is important, because now this can't be 6, so it is either a yellow digit or a blue digit, because it's a 7 or an 8. Well, it's got to be the blue one then. So this is 7. So now I've got a 7, 8 pair in row 4, and these digits are from 1, 4, and 6. Now this digit sees the whole of the upside down boot, which definitely has a 1 in it, so that's 4 or 6 now. Now, has this improved our knowledge of the world? I've got a horrible feeling it hasn't. Well, it has a bit in this box. This is now definitely a 5, 6 pair. And the 6 here is useful. So that's 6, that's 5. Now, what does that do then? This is a 5. Maybe I just have to focus on 6s or something. 6 is in one of those 2 cells. Or 7s? No, 7s are not the solution we're looking for. At least I don't think they are. Or this digit is also in this cage, isn't it? Whatever that is, 7, 8, or 9. It's forming part of this cornucopia of nonsenses. It's tricky though. I mean, I think we worked out there was a way you could include 1 in this domino, and it feels like you could do 3 times 4. Although actually you can't do 3 times 4 because that would be 12, and then these would have to sum to 12 without using 3 or 4 or 7. So 3, 9, 4, 8, and 5, 7 would all be ruled out. You couldn't do 4 times... one of those would have to be a 3, because you couldn't do 4 times 5 and make these add up to 20. So if there isn't a 1 in here, it is 3 times something. And the 3, it doesn't work, does it? Maybe this is the point. Yeah, okay, so I think this cage might be important to this sort of late stage disambiguation. I'm now going to argue, I think, that this is going to be a 1, 9. If it doesn't have 1 in it, in this domino, what is it? It can't be 3, 4 for the reasons we just mentioned, because you can't make those add up to 12. It needs a 3. The 3 is being multiplied by at least a 7 then, and that's 21. I can't make these add up. So there must be a 1 in here. And now it's simply a case of what we're combining the 1 with. We're not combining it with 4. So this is the 4. And therefore we're getting, well, it has to be 5. Because 4 plus 8, for example, would require this to be 1 plus 11. 4 plus 9 would be, oh, that's Bitdefender trying to interrupt my video. I hope that hasn't, no, it's still, the video still seems okay. So this is 1, 9. Multiplying to 9. This is 4, 5, summing to 9. Now, if this doesn't, well, that gets me the 9 here. So that's not the yellow digit then. This is definitely the yellow digit. So the yellow digit is over there. This is 3, 5, 7, 8. I don't know which one the yellow one is, but it's one of them. That's not 5. And this 5, is this doing some magic for me? No, it really isn't actually. 1 has to be in this domino. Wow, is it still being recalcitrant? It might be, you know. That's terrifying, because I thought that was going to be the one that really unshackled the puzzle. 4. I do know there's a 4 in here, but I don't know if it's in that domino or this domino. 4, 7, 8, 9. That digit is not 7 or 8, because it sees both colours of 7 or 8. So that digit is either 4 or it's 9. They're the only two options. And I don't know. Oh, okay. Here's something. 9 in column 2 is placed. This can't be a 7, I've just noticed. So in the bottom row, we need 1s, 2s, 3s, and 8s. So this is 2, 3, or 8. 1, 2, 3. That corner, please. No, it's not going to do it. It's not doing anything. 5 is in that domino. If that was 6, this would be 8. What about that? I know that digit can't be 1 or 2, because there's definitely a 1 or 2 in the upside down boot. But I still think that's got loads of options. Or is it it's not the shading, is it? There's no way the yin-yang's determining the order here. No, I don't think. I think what's going to happen is one of these is going to be, probably one of these is going to be an 8. In fact, that's almost certainly what has to happen. Oh, in fact, yes, sorry, I've just realised something. This is made up of digits that are 1, 2, and 4 multiplying to give the purple 8. So those digits are not 8. This is from 1, 2, 4. So, oh, that must be important. Hang on. Sorry. How has this helped? So one of these is purple 8. One of these is 1, 2, or 4. Seems to be able to be all options. So if that was 4, this would be a 1, 2 pair. In fact, if that's 4, that's 2. This is definitely 1. This would be 1, 4, 2. That might be fine. I don't know. Golly gosh. Okay, so I'm still not there. But I do think I'm close to solving it, but that's not the same as having solved it. Very much not. No, that doesn't work. I mean, I know these are the yellow-blue digits. I just don't know the order. I'd love to know the order. That would be very welcome, very much a welcome knowledge point. This column, that's a 7, 8 pair, so that corner digit is not. 8. So 8 in the bottom row is very restricted now. I just need a little bit more. This being a 1, 2, or a 3. Oh, I'm going to be reduced to double-clicking numbers in a minute. That's a distressing thought. 1? Can we do anything clever with 1? 4. I know one of these is a 6 already. Or have I forgotten a rule? Oh, no, I don't think I have. Not sure. 8. No, that's not it. Is it 7? Or are there other cells that see both colours of 7 and 8? That is a very real possibility. I know that's got to be a colour. And the other one is up there. Oh, of course. So I'm so sorry. There we go. It's very easy. We worked out that the 8 in this congregation is up there. Now that's a colourable digit. Until I've had this thought, I didn't know whether it was blue or yellow, but now it can't be yellow. So there's a blue digit in there. And therefore blue is 8. And that's going to crack it. So 8, 8. This is now the blue digit. This is the yellow digit. So yellow is 7 wherever it occurs. 8, 8, 7. Well, I say it's going to crack it. I really believe it is. This is a 3. So this is now a 5, 7 pair. And that 3 does some work at the top. A small hint of breeze came through the window there, as if to say, yeah, all right, you've nearly got it now. Right, this is an 8 in the corner. The blue digit is 8, so this is an 8. The yellow digit is 7. So can we can get a 7 here, look, just by that fair-weathered friend sudoku. And I know one of these and one of those is yellow. Don't know which one though. And 8s. Yeah, where's 8 in this box? It's got to be here. That's just sudoku on the blue digits. So this has got to be the 8. And that's going to be interesting because that now is going to complete the yin-yang, because this digit is the purple one, and therefore this digit is the green one. And it's not the blue one. And therefore we copy that across. So that digit is the purple one. This digit is the green one. And now if we double click the purples, look, they all marry up beautifully. And if we double click the greens, they all marry up beautifully. And all we have to do now is work out how to just finesse this final. Oh, this 8 means this is 6. So that's going to do work. That means there's no 4 in this cage. So it's 1s, 2s, and 3s. Now, how does that help us? That ought to be very profoundly important. Yeah, this is now 4. So this is a 1. This is a 6. So this is now a 3, 4 pair. What do we need over here? 1s, 2s, 3s, and 5s. Okay, and this isn't a 1. Oh, it's still being grumpy. Don't be grumpy with me. Just let me solve you now. You've resisted in the most extraordinary way. But now you have to let me win. That's the rules. It's weird, actually, because I'm definitely conscious of the fact that I'm thinking more slowly because of the heat. It is a little bit hard to describe just how hot it is in my office at the moment. This digit is a 4 or 9, so 8's placed in this column, isn't it? That's probably all the 8's. This is a 4 or a 9 by sudoku. So there's no 3. I haven't put 3 in this box, so I can now do that. And then 3. I see 3 still got a whole plethora of opportunities to go in. But okay, let's try column 9 then, where we need 1s, 2s and 9s. Let's put those in and see if we can do better. That's definitely not 9. Look at that, it's still not done. What about this? If that was a 1 or a 2, if that it can't be a 2, because there's definitely a 2 in that domino, so that is 1 or 9. Oh, no, come on. No. Oh, there's 4 here. Right, that's going to do it. So 4, 2. Now that 2 has to go there now. That gives me a 1, 3 pair. So that's 3, that's 5. There's no 2 now in these cells. This is, so these are what? These definitely include 5. This is not a 3. This 2 means that's a 1 at the bottom, and there we go. That is going to do it. There cannot be more resisting now. It can't. 1, 2 pair here means this is 5, this is 3. 3 and 4 can go into the grid. That's 3. That's, oh no. Be careful, Simon, you silly man. Right, down this column, what do we need? 2, 5. Boom. So that's 5, that's 7. That's therefore the 7. This is a 4 by Sudoku. This is 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 9. And that might be, that 7 needs, both of those 7s need to be yellow. We've got 9 blue 8s. We've got 9 yellow 7s. The yin-yang was done, so if the Sudoku is right, which it is, that is absolutely brilliant. The thing I loved many things about this puzzle, but my favourite things were the bits where I was an idiot. The bit that allows you to realise that the perimeter is one colour. That was lovely. Realising that the middle digit then was the opposite colour was absolutely beautiful, as was the bit that said I then could colour these differently, and I knew which way round they went. That was gorgeous. And then there was something that happened gorgeous with not even that cage, whatever that cage looked like, those digits. That was spectacular as well. I mean, this is why people are saying that these Kaktuslav puzzles are just so ridiculously good. It's because they are. That's phenomenal. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.